Well, this is the follow-up to where I believe our last video left off. This is that battle of Washington, D.C. with the still strong Army of the Potomac. We're going in with numbers advantages across the board. More infantry, a lot of cavalry, more than twice as much artillery. So it'll be my battle to lose. Looks like it's going to be back on the Washington, D.C. map, which is a pretty open map. So should be able to take advantage of that artillery. La 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 la. What's interesting is that they have us defending, which is crazy. I think that, yeah, there is this kind of ridge here, which is really nice to defend. But if the armies are starting out this close, I don't know. I mean, I have a lot of engineering points I could use to try to hold that. Because if we can hold that ridge and attack down it, it's not a bad position. So I think I'm going to try to figure this out. I'm going to disentangle these armies, figure out who I have, and see if I'm still waiting on any reinforcements. And then I'll go ahead and bring you back in. Alright, so I'm bringing you back in just to show you the deployment I ended up settling on. So I fortified pretty much this entire line as far forward as I could in my deployment zone. And that's where most of my forces have ended up. Johnston and Cox armies, those are the two biggest. They've taken the lead here. Beauregard is in reserve. I wasn't really sure what to do with them, but the goal is going to be to push up and at least get the artillery on this ridge. You can see we're already across this little creek here. I didn't love this idea, and I'm not sure this is the best of ideas, but the thinking here is that these two armies will push up this road and hopefully join up with the force that's going to push across the stream. If the Union does have forces here, we can sandwich them. You know, the reservation about these guys is that it's small enough of a force that if for some reason the Union just goes hog wild and throws everything at these guys, I don't think they're going to have enough to stand. But that would also just allow us to throw the rest of our force behind them. I think that they're close enough that they can eventually be mutually supporting. I was thinking about putting Beauregard down there in the south, but I think then the roads are going to get clogged. And I'm not too sure that right here is all that deep if there's a breakthrough. And there's always the possibility, if they start out with a lot of troops up close, they may just shoot my artillery right out of its position. So that's my thinking. I'm going to go ahead and play it, but I'm not expecting to see anything. And I think I'm going to bring y'all back in when I find them and we get underway here. But again, we are defending, so the Union has to come to me. Well, we found one another, and they ended up being, well, as you can kind of see, they were on the march down from the north when they got here. So basically Beauregard and part of, I think it was Johnston's forces on the left, is what's holding right now. We got kind of, well, we had some skirmishers skirmishing, about to have some line infantry dig in on that creek bed, and yeah, some more infantry getting into place. Artillery is still idle for reasons I don't understand. I thought they fixed the overshoot problem some time ago, which would enable, friendly artillery to shoot over friendly infantry at enemy targets, but that no longer seems to be the case. So it's a little disappointing. but I think my yeah, I don't love that move, but it's a move. We got to get some value out of this artillery. So try to move some of this to the flank. I don't think Clayton's going to do too much back there, but we'll see. This is what happens when you don't fire at long range, guys. Your skirmishers generate no value. Same with you guys. The feud does not help you. It's just going to get you shot up. But that's that. Down south here, I think Porterfield is going to an okay position. Magruder, he's around here somewhere. Oh, man, there. I don't know about some of those rats, but looks like they're going to show up late, unfortunately. So that is what it is. These guys are still so bad. You gotta get close range there. Even if, let's see, these guys are very tired. Well, it's not great news, but almost at the point that I don't care. Okay, they're coming up. Have them go over there. Right, those two units claim to be firing. I think we're going to shuffle some infantry over here. Since we seem like we're going to have more than enough on our center and right. Famous last words. But it looks like they're going to come down on the left here, so it's rough. Alright, they're back. Skirmishers are there. Beauregard just needs to move up, because his artillery is probably not going to do too much where they are. These guys need to move up. Alright, they need to get towards the action. Tired though you may be, you need to get in there. Where is my... Okay. That artillery should be right here. And we'll move some cavalry up. All right. I think I may need to adjust these guys because they're just not going to be close enough. And we'll do something like that. And Magruder, if you ever get your act together, You're gonna be there. I was hoping to get these guys across. And pick on that artillery unit there. Okay, looks like their skirmishers got routed. It's to be expected. Alright, you're firing. You say you're marching. I don't know what that's about, but alright. Okay, you need to move up. Alright. Wonder why they're not shooting. Okay, they're there. Alright, we'll bring them in close. Same with these guys, we'll keep them close. Don't want Stuart's cavalry sitting there for very long. Famous last words, but... So, yeah, I don't like the way this looks. What are you doing back here? Move them to the left. And them. I don't know what you've done, but I think you need to get out of there. Okay. Most of them are shooting now, that's a good thing. Alright, I'm gonna send you guys up and around. Move these guys. Guess we have to move you as well. Alright, Stuart's guys are already... You know, the old rule is if it says stable, they're unstable. Those guys are unstable, so I kind of want to press them. Alright, how are things down below? Man, you guys are slow. I bet these guys are going to be exhausted, yeah, by the time they get here, so... Of practically no use. A lot of this artillery is at kind of extreme of its range, at least in the center there. I don't know how things are going. Alright. Pretty good for us so far. Oh boy. Okay, they're doing something. I don't know why they're laying down. Alright, get our infantry, well, it's not really in place, but it's more in place than it was. Stable, so you say. Okay, we'll have them come over on that flank. They're gonna have to come real wide. I'm really trying to hammer this battery. It's not breaking. Alright, where's everyone else? More unstable cavalry. I wonder if that was the... I wonder if their morale has been tweaked at all, because I don't remember it being this bad in the past. Alright, so we got that one battery out of there. I guess mixed cavalry weapons aren't that good. They're only 3 rounds a minute. You can actually get recalled. I think everyone here has some skirmishers out. Okay. keep Stuart's cavalry on the flank. Come on, guys. Man, even for being in loose formation, they're getting creamed. I think we'll bring Clayton Sr. back so we don't have to take casualties unnecessarily. Move them up. Alright, since they have crappy mixed cavalry weapons, we'll send them there. These guys have Jocelyn's, so they should start wailing away. Mixed cavalry weapons, pretty junky, so put them in the rear. The artillery. Okay. Press these guys up. Alright, so that unit that was there is no longer. I think it's best to pull these guys back before they start routing. Probably the same with Anderson. And put them on the flank, but not in other places. We'll shift Jackson and Ewell down. Yeah, it didn't feel like these guys were doing too much. I don't... Since I guess roads are going to be our quickest... Well, I was thinking roads would be our quickest way, but I don't know if it's our safest. Alright. You're still not firing? What are you doing? Oh my god, these guys are getting hammered as they fall back. Alright. Try to get these guys into that cover. Still trying to get my cavalry on the flank there. Whoa. About face there, buddy. Left face, I guess. Yeah. you guys got absolutely hammered since you fell back. Also, oh, I guess that was the enemy is retreating thing. Oh. Well, there's certainly enough of them that are still intact that we can't do the old reckless pursuit thing. We end up taking way more casualties than you should. So I think we're just gonna skirmish it out with them. At least in the north. In the south here, it looks like most of their forces are now broken. So there might be an opportunity to break the rest of them. Sending in these fresh units, or rested units. And then have our cavalry mount up. Try to go grab some prisoners. Since they have Jocelyn's, I want to keep them on their feet and firing. Are you moving? You are moving. Okay. Yeah, this brigade is fresh here, and so there's a chance, even though we're in melee, I'm not sure how the game kind of simulates that, but there is the chance that they'll shoot our riders off their elevated positions. Which would be pretty catastrophic for us. So easy solution to that may be to just move these guys across. Let's see. Clayton did get out of there without routing. Woohoo! Where are you going? And how do you plan to get there? Whoa, your commander's a ways away. Both Magruder and Porterfield need to get up there. Alright, that was good that they broke them. And looks like this other unit, I don't know why they broke. I guess too many friendlies were routing or something. Okay, they're doing that. And a little bit of time left here. Alright, now we can have our Jocelyn's mount up. And we'll get as many as we can. Come on. Let's go. I wish I didn't have to keep charging these guys in. I mean, it seems a bit odd. Alright, they're going to have to call that off anyways. They're getting too close to a braced opponent. That's not where you want your mounted units. That's not where I want my mounted units, at least. Alright. Skirmishers can skirmish. Alright. And we're just about to closing time. Surprised these guys have not surrendered, which is still something that's quite difficult to do. And I know people have mentioned it in the Steam forums and stuff, on the unofficial Discord channel. It's true. It's a bit of a puzzle as to how you can get enemy units to surrender, because it does not seem to happen frequently. Is charging the same thing as being in melee? I'm not so sure. Gotta love those feuds. Holy moly, that got out of hand at the end. I mean, if you recall, I think I had like 1,500 casualties when they had 3,000. So like, it was going well, but it was not going that well. They lost all their guns. Now let's see, of the 50 guns they lost, let's see how many I get. I'll predict 5. Let's see. Glorious victory. Whoa, 18! So, about a third. And 4,000 rifles, which not gonna complain about. So, that ended up going, those 2 battles, better than I'd hoped. From here on out, again, there is the problem, I think, of supply, which the problem is basically there is none. So we can't stay long. I think if we capture this, it'll help. Probably going to have to take Fort McHenry anyways. I don't know that I have to take Fort Washington. But that then opens up the road to Baltimore and other things. So, although there is also the readiness problem, which is another problem that happens because this is, enemy territory. Oh, my interest rate shot up again. It's not cool. Morale of their armies are still somewhat higher than mine. It's impressive. Neither side has any European relations. Well, it has 0 for European relations, so that's notable. Alright, I'll let that kind of get sorted out, but I'm inclined to move, even though Johnson's army is great and large. I don't know, it might be better to move him back and grab some supply. We'll upgrade the supply depot. I think it's probably too far away to matter. Beauregard's got some force with him, so we can move him. See another green one. It's probably Porterfield because he's got a small force. I don't know. But Johnston is just barely ready enough to move in enemy territory. So we'll hold out there. Things... Oh! Whoa, 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 whoa. I did not see this before. That ain't great. 26,000. I got 14,000. Now... They're already on the way there. So that would mean my 12... Basically, we would have 26,000 and 60 guns, and I think that's pretty much what we'd be up against. So that looks like it might be the next battle. I mean, they saved me the trip of coming up to get them. It's just a question of whether this militia is going to get there in time. And, I mean, McCullough just has to get a little more ready, and then I can move him, but I don't know that he will. I'm debating, because there's a sizable army in Minnesota, whether it's worth it to try to knock them out before the army of Minnesota joins them. I just don't think I'm going to get there fast enough. Yeah, I just don't think I'm going to get there fast enough. So, I'm thinking over here we'll build a fort just to make it that much harder to try to take St. Louis. And at least with forts, if you leave them, you can come back and you can reestablish them. This is going to stink if the Army of Tennessee has to withdraw because Florida doesn't... We actually got to double quick it here. Doesn't get there fast enough, we'll be in trouble. Yeah, and those guys I think are just going to be too slow. So it's kind of the old story, slightly reversed. I would say that things are going quite well in the east. They're challenging in the center, and on the left, it's okay. But down the road, it might not be so okay. In terms of policies, where are we at here? Huh. This was selected, but it looks like it hasn't progressed. Oh, no, it has a very little bit. Very little bit. All right. All right, I think that's probably more than enough for one video. Yeah, it is. All right, we'll see how other things develop. And I'll bring you back when there's something I think worth seeing. All right, till then, folks, take care.